Okay, so this is Kinsley and this is Miss Corman. We're going to be doing an interview on the financial manager directions, and I'm going to interview her. She's a part of an athletic association in my hometown. So we're just going to go question by question and she'll answer. Okay, so the first one says just to interview someone who is in charge of a budget. So she's part of the athletic association, like I had said. Okay, from this interview it says determine who is responsible for the budgeting process and what policies are associated with the budgetary decision making within that organization. So she's going to tell us who's responsible for everything and the policies that are associated.
We have a president and a vice president and a board of directors of about 5 people. And when a club would like money to assist in purchasing something for their club, football, basketball, cheerleading, etc., they will come to me or president or vice president, and then in turn we have to have a unanimous decision between the president, vice president, and the board of directors if we're going to spend the money they have asked for.
Okay, the next one says, how often is the budget revised and what type of input does the budget manager collect from the department heads or the coaches within the organization?
The budget is revised monthly. It's a checkbook and I balance a checkbook monthly. The input the budget manager collect from the department heads, coaches within the organization, it's the same. If someone wants money, then we discuss it and it's a unanimous decision within the organization. There's no coaches or department heads. It's simply the president, vice president, and the board of directors.
Okay, so do all the employees have access to budget the information, and why or why not if some do not have the access?
Yes, they all have access. I'm actually the treasurer, so anytime a board of director, president, or vice president wants to know the balance, etc., in the athletic association, they contact me and they do have access to all of that information.
Okay, how are the budget figures derived from year to year, sport to sport, or season to season? Pretty much how are they different for everything?
The sports, the different sports like basketball, golf, etc. will have fundraisers, and I have little separate accounts inside of the checkbook, and which is separated for cheerleading, basketball, golf, and wrestling. And it is really from year to year depending on the fundraisers that they had for that year, and it carries over from year to year.
Okay, what does the budget or financial manager believe are the 3 most important facts associated with the budget process, and how do they communicate these tenets to others in the organization?
The 3 most important facts, I believe, is maintaining a balanced checkbook for one, and keeping all of the separate accounts up to date. And anytime anyone, whether it's the basketball, football, cheerleading, anytime they need any information, they can come to me and I can tell them how much money they have in their separate accounts within the athletic association account before they go and spend any money, and they do that regularly.
Okay, ultimately, who is in the organization must be accountable for all of the budgeting process?
I'm actually accountable for the entire budgeting process.
Okay. And the last question is, what technology application is used? This one has several questions, so we're just going to go one by one. So what technology application is used, if y'all have any?
Yeah, I balance the checkbook, I guess you could say old form. Get the bank statement, because there's not a whole lot of checks that are written out of the account, so it's not easy, it's not hard to balance. But if I do need to do a spreadsheet, I'll use Excel to have a spreadsheet to where each club can look at their account separately.
Okay, and what do you like about this software that's being used?
Excel is very good to have the spreadsheet, especially whenever we do some of our bigger fundraisers like the softball tournament. Everyone can see where the money is spent, the profit, etc.
Okay, what are the problems with using this application? if there's any.
Yeah, I don't find that there's any problems with this application. It's very user-friendly.
Okay. And the last question is, how did they learn to use this application?
I actually took this class in college, an Excel class.
Okay, so that answers the questions for the interview. And this is Kinsley, and again, this is Ms. Corman, part of the Athletic Association, and that is complete.
Bye.